Hey everyone, today's look is inspired by Runway and we're coming off of New York Fashion Week, so I wanted to do a look that is always inspiring to me, and that is the reverse cat eye. To start off this look, I used the Embryolisse Laite Creme Concentrate, which is basically, in other words, a miracle moisturizer that I use on all of my clients to prep their skin. I do use this on myself in the winter months because it's super hydrating. It's like a drink of water for your skin. And for foundation, I used Sappho's foundation in the shade Kate, and as you can see, I was completely empty, so I used the remainder on the pump stick and used that all over the face. And I love this for a more natural look, and this is Runway, and sometimes you don't have a lot of time, so you just have to really even out the skin tone. So I slopped a little bit of this on. It does a really good job at evening everything out, so I got lucky. And then I used the Real Techniques brush to buff this all in, because the Cover FX brush that I was using does a really good job at putting it on, but I really wanted to make sure it was absorbed into the skin. Then I used Urban Decay's Naked Skin powder in the shade Medium for really setting in this foundation, because I wanted a more matte look, and this one does a really good job at blurring out all of my imperfections that I might have and adding a little tint of color. And then I used this Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm super in love with this, but it turns out I actually bought the wrong one. I bought the one for dark spots when I really needed to buy the one for dark circles. It works anyway, so I still enjoy it, but I use this underneath my eyes to cancel out the blue, and then I just brush that along my cheeks as well to kind of help with evening out my skin complexion, and it does a really good job at that. And moving on to brows, I'm using Bobbi Brown's Brunette pencil to fill them in, and because this is fashion runway inspired, I wanted to keep them done but undone at the same time. I didn't want them to be the most prominent feature on my face because that's what the cat eye is going to be, so I went ahead and filled them in, defined them a tad, but then made sure to really keep brushing them out so that they were not as defined as I would normally wear them on an average day, and I made sure to add a little bit of extra length as well. And then I used Rimmel setting powder in translucent to really achieve the matte look. I love using this near the end because it really gets rid of any shine that I might have. And then I'm using this Maybelline Great Lash brow gel, and obviously you can tell I'm pretty excited about it because I just picked it up. And I'm using this to define the brow a little bit and make sure that they're all the hairs are all going in the same direction. That's just really important for this look. And then I moved on to the Soft Ochre Paint Pot from MAC as my eyeshadow base, and I made sure to put this all over the lid up towards my brow bone because I will be taking shadow up there. And for my eyeshadows, I use this Stila palette called In the Know, and you've probably seen this in other videos of mine because I'm crazy about it. And I use this shade called Desert. It's a really great neutral for all over the eye. And then I use these two shades. They are called Wind and Air, and they make a really great mix for the brow bone. And then I went on to a crease color, and I chose this one because it's a taupe, number one, and I didn't want this look to be too defined on the eyes because, like I said, I want the eyeliner to be the focus, but I still wanted a little bit of definition, so I put a little bit of this in the crease, and then I used a blending brush to blend it all out so there was no harsh lines. To curl out my lashes, I use the Kevyn Aucoin Lash Curler, and if you guys haven't tried this, make sure you do because it's one of my absolute must-haves. And then I used my current favorite mascara right now, which is the L'Oreal Miss Manga mascara to coat my lashes. And then I used Stila's Smudgestick in Stingray, which is a really great dark black liner to start the eyes. I started by first adding this into the waterline and then slowly bringing it down onto the lower lash line, making sure not to make too big of a line all at once because that would mean a lot of cleanup if my hand slipped or something. So I just gradually build the liner down. To start the cat eye, I took what was already on my lower lash line and an angled brush and started dragging that color out. And this is a much better way of creating the outline for when you go in with your liquid liner. And looking at it here, I wanted to add a little bit more intensity and darken it up a little bit, so I went in with the black eyeshadow and just went over top of where I put the liner. And if this really was a runway look, you'd want to make sure that that color was really on there and really intense and it wasn't going anywhere, so this is a great way to set it. And here is the star of the show. This is the Super Skinny Marker Eyeliner from NYX, and this is a liquid liner, so this is going to really help to achieve that cat eye look. I started by using small flicks over top of the eyeliner that I already had to help create more darkness, and here I am really extending the wing, and I have a lot more definition than I did with the other eyeliner. This is a lot more prominent. And then when you have a look like this where something is the main feature on the face, which is this liner, you want to make sure it's even. So take a Q-tip and clean up underneath that lower lash line and just go in and fill it in like I did here with the liquid liner. And to clean it up underneath the eyes to make sure there's no fallout or any darkness, I went in with the concealer again and just used my fingers to blend it out. And moving on to contour, I'm using the medium sculpting powder from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is an absolute essential for a runway or any time that you need a really prominent contour, because it does such a great job at that while still looking really natural, because the shade itself is really cool because it has no red in it. So I use that along my nose, up into my brow bone, and now moving on to cheekbones, you're going to really see the difference between my left and my right, because it's really starting to chisel out and hollow out the cheekbones to really make them pop. And do you see the difference between side 1 and side 2? Pretty amazing. And then I used MAC's Mineralize Skinfinish powder in Give Me Sun. And like I said, I didn't want skin to be a focus for this look, so I just added a tiny amount of this to warm up my skin, just a tad. And then I took the contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills and used this powder called Banana. It's amazing for anywhere that you want to highlight. So I started by putting it around my mouth, and then I added it along my cheekbones. I did a little bit on my my Cupid's bow. I put it onto my nose and forehead. Again, it's just amazing for really making these features stand out. And we're coming down to the last few products of this look. This is Makeup Forever's Aqua Lip Liner in 2C, and this is a shade I always go to when I'm looking for the perfect neutral. It's also really great if you want to achieve that Kylie Jenner look that's so popular right now. And I was trying to get more full lips too, so I lined outside of both my top and bottom lip lines, my natural lines that is. And to add a little bit more definition to the lips, try shading them at the corners and then blending in towards the center. That's what I did here before adding this lip gloss from Revlon called Eggnog. And you can tell this is from a holiday collection, but it makes the perfect nude lip. And I was originally going to skip blush, but I decided to add just a touch of NYX's Mauve Blush to the apples of the cheeks and lightly up towards the cheekbones. And that is the completed look. What do you guys think? Make sure to leave your comments below for me to check those out. And if you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'll also leave all of my links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram in the description box for you to follow me at. Make sure you do, because I love connecting with you. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.